It's not a bad title.
No, yeah, it's a good Star Warsy title. I don't understand how the First Order managed to reign, even though they were like the underdogs.
I thought they did not lose the last film. That's a bit weird.
But they somehow destroyed everything anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the underdogs, but had a bigger military than everyone else put together.
I would really have liked it if Leia had just, done some princess stuff. I really wanted to see Leia like on a throne, ruling the Republic in these sequels. How does a princess fit into a Republic? Is that ever explained in Star Wars?
No, just roll with it. She's an elected princess.
Pretty fucking Star Wars, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's pretty fucking Star Wars because it's a carbon copy of previous sets.
It does kind of beg the question, what was the point in making these if you're going to make them like so similar to the original 3?
Yeah, extrapolate, don't copy.
Mm-hmm.
Look how slow those bombers are going. The bombers take about 5 hours to get to the Dreadnought.
Is there any logic to why why they're moving like this?
Nope.
This was a bad plan.
The thing is, it's a bad plan because the bombers are so fucking slow. It would have made perfect sense had the bombers moved quickly. Like, it would have worked. They would have strafed across the ship quickly and maybe taken a few losses, but they would have been fine.
Also seems very weird that you would even have a human doing this. Would you not just, like, tee up some...
We see, R2 press the bombs.
Yeah, exactly, automated
also,
ship.
And she's got to, like, try and kick the ladder to get the remote to fall. This is a moment where she'd be like, reach out with the Force, which is awakened.
That would have been good. That's a very good suggestion there, Robbie. Oh, and then Leia could have moved it as well. That would have been great. Oh, fuck. No.
And then, so the bomber's moving so slowly, she's just dropped all of her bombs into one place. Instead of, crippling half the ship, she's crippled the corner of the ship and died heroically.
Meanwhile, in Ireland...
The lightsaber that is, got chopped off in The Empire Strikes Back fucking 40 years ago. Why would he remotely give a shit? How did it even get out of the Cloud City anyway? So here's...
That's what Mark Hamill should have done with the script.
Here's the counter J.J. Abramsism number one. Get rid of the lightsaber. Yeah. It was given unnecessary significance in the Force Awakens for...
we got a big build-up.
The mystery box, and then he's just cut the mystery box away. So on the one hand, the mystery box was shit, but however, it had been given significance. You got to roll with it. You can't just... Because now we've just had a huge amount of build-up for nothing.
Oh, and our Emperor's not that big
after
all!
Our Emperor is in fact tiny. But he is entirely CGI for no particular reason, because you could have done that with practical effects.
So they've pulled the rug out from us with Luke and the lightsaber. Rug 1 has been pulled.
Rug 2 is coming.
This is the second rug. No, I'd argue this counts. So Emperor is not a giant.
There we go. Bash the helmet, because the helmet was stupid. But now that's
J.J. Abrams.
Exactly, literally take that, J.J. It's not even
not that I can even boo that.
I can't, but it's also bad because it's like you've done all this build up that the helmet's a thing.
Yeah.
And now it's not a thing anymore.
This sucks the way that she spends this length of time begging Luke Skywalker for help.
Yeah.
She's not endeavoring to just say, fuck you then, I'll go fucking fix it. I'll handle this. I'll do it. I'll make it better. She's literally going, I am helpless, and without you, nothing can be done. Please come back and help us.
In The Force Awakens, Rey was very much forward-moving. She was...
It doesn't make sense for me that her character would take this shit from him. Because at this point, he is being fairly unreasonable and fairly inconsiderate. So he's like the asshole in the situation, but the way that she's just not calling him on that feels... like it doesn't do a lot to push her forward as this strong-minded, determined character. She is so laid back about all of this that this is the ending of the previous film. It's a race against time. We gotta get Luke. We have to get Luke. We gotta get Luke on board as soon as possible or we're all fucked. Like, she should just be telling him right now, okay, this is all very nice. You're talking about this big hollow tree. You're talking about your books. Wonderful, right? Can you just get on the fucking Falcon, please, so we can go and do this? This isn't the Star Wars I remember.
No.
I know I've already said it, but I don't want to see Leia sat at a coffee table looking a bit miserable. I want her on a throne with her classic haircut, being in charge of the shit, giving orders. I don't really want to see her slapping pilots in the trenches.
But that's the thing, because he basically mutinies, and then at the end of it, we're like, actually, it was fine.
We'll get to that. I don't like the fact she slaps him. I don't think that articulates this kind of old wise Jedi personality. I don't think that...
It's the same as when Yoda fights in the prequel trilogy, it's like it makes Yoda feel less powerful because he has to resort to physical violence. Like, he's beyond that now. He's bigger and better.
She should just have said something incredibly commanding and wise to him that made him go, oh yeah. Rather than just like belting him around the face is just an incredibly immature reaction for a character of that level to do that.
And here's our bigger Super Star Destroyer, because we always have a bigger one in these films. We had a bigger Death Star, now we've got a bigger Super Star Destroyer. It's literally the first 3 films all over again, except bigger. Bigger. And Kylo Ren refuses to pull the trigger to kill his mother, but then that decision's taken away from him by the other fighters blowing her up. And then we get the most embarrassing sequence in the history of cinema, where she Mary Poppinses her way back into the thing, so she doesn't even die. So the rug is pulled out, and then pulled out again. Like, there's so many rugs pulled.
I think the initial rug isn't a bad rug. I think the fact that she doesn't die, it's like, well, you just can't do a thing to undo the thing.
And then she doesn't die anyway, so...
Yeah. Again, it's the inconsistency, because as I said before, the fact that she slaps Poe, this implies Jedi Master. Oh my god. Better than Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
The Queen of the Jedis. I think if this had been the Princess Leia on a throne and this had happened to her, that would all have fitted together. I'm not sure that it fits with kind of grumpy, grouchy, in the trenches General Leia to lay that in. But again, that might come back to your rug pulling out thing, where JJ has laid down the Leia in the trenches general type character, and this other guy's gone like, no, she a space princess, motherfucker. And like, that's what we end up with. I don't know if the scene in isolation is that bad. I just think it's very, very inconsistent with the performance.
I think that would have been the confident thing to do, is like,
yes, I agree.
She's an old cast member. Like, we need to move on.
And that would have been a big moment, because it would really have conflicted with Kylo. Man, they're really pushing these porgs. It would really have caused a lot of conflict with Kylo Ren's character. But it doesn't quite do the same thing if she survives. Okay, so to come back to my, we've done nothing for Rey point here. This is shit. The fact that Rey is on the island begging Luke, please come back, please help us. And he just fobs her off, and she just kind of goes with it. And I think it's just like asleep on a bench as this is occurring. Yeah. And yet, here comes Nostalgia Bot. And Nostalgia Bot has deployed nostalgia. And with that magical nostalgia dust, Luke Skywalker is going to change his mind. This does nothing for Rey. Like, if you want to build Rey up as the hero, it should be Rey who convinces Luke to do the right thing. She does something, or by her telling him to fuck off, he realizes the error of his ways. The fact she's sleeping through this scene, we're leaning on nostalgia. We're not building up new stars. We're not making these the focus of the movie. We're just going, and here comes R2-D2. We all remember him, right? And look, there's that thing from the first movie, and oh shit. And this does nothing for her. The speech would feel like it would have a whole lot more weight if we knew who this person was. So the speech is establishing there, we have a plan, but we're not going to tell you what it is.
The speech is just like, oh, we're fucked. Let's just sit here and hope for the best or something. And it's only when Poe fails to mutinies, gets arrested, and then they're like, actually, we were going to do this all along. It's like, if you'd done that, instead of waiting until the last minute and launching all your escape ships, if you'd launched them earlier, you might have got away with it. I think their plan is just to like keep driving forwards. And then even though Finn was like a hero in the first film, he's now decided he's not a hero anymore, and he's going to run away.
But he's also endeavouring to rescue Rey, who does not need rescuing.
That's very true.
So, like, when he woke up and it's like, where's Rey? Presumably the guy just went, she's hanging out with Luke.
Yeah.
Doing some Jedi shit.
Follow that map that we now all have a copy of.
Yeah, like, literally we could go there right now if we wanted to.
Yeah, maybe we should. We'd be away from the Empire.
Even that raises a lot of questions. It's like, we know where Luke is. You and the Chewbacca, you and the Wookiee go. Should we not all go and like pick him up as like an armada? Like, would Leia not be a sensible co-companion on this venture to, convince her brother to come back and do the right thing? No, send the new girl.
He does not know.
Send the new girl, the Wookiee.
The new girl is definitely not a Skywalker, but definitely is.
But make sure you pack that droid, because he'll be the one that wins him over.
Well, and Chewbacca.
I mean, in theory, like, R2 could have flown there himself.
Yeah.
For all that was worth, for what we built to. I think the whole concept is terrible. I just think the idea that they have to have this kind of slow chase, the shields are running down, is I just don't think that's terribly compelling as a plot device. I mean, two slow-moving ships Moving slowly as one shoots at the other isn't the most compelling of ideas. Like when you have the idea of people being like trapped in a bunker, like kind of that. I think being trapped in a place you can't move, and slowly the metal shielding is collapsing. Every rumble is almost death. That's quite intimidating. Whereas, like, the way they're shooting this, they're on the ship of death. This is the doomed vessel, right? And, like, there's no rumbles, there's no shakes. It's just like, oh yeah, well, there's a bubble that's taking a walloping somewhere, but we're just trotting along like nothing's really occurring. So at least if they'd had the ship billowing and shaking and, you know, wiring falling from the ceiling and the lighting blinking on and off, that would have felt like, well, this is how you create drama, man.
It is an argument for just not having the deflector shield.
Yes, I agree. But you know what I mean? Just the idea, like, death can happen at any second, where they're just having a casual chat in the med bay, where there's no visual, like even out the windows, there's no attempt to show like death is coming, you know, like the Reaper is on our shoulder kind of thing. And I just think that from a kind of basic tension building level, that's not good directing.
Find the safecracker to get them into the hyperspace thing on the Imperial ship, and then it doesn't actually matter in the end. Everything gets blown up anyway.
Rug pull.
So it's just like, it's just such a mess.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, and now she becomes. Yeah.
I can't wait to kill people with this thing.
Yeah. It's making those noises.
What an odd character choice it is for Luke, who is giving up the Jedi to spend his entire life living in an abandoned Jedi temple. You would think if you were going to like abandon this way of life, why would you go here? You know, it's like, I hate being a Jedi. Being a Jedi was the worst thing I ever did because it totally ruined things. I hate being a Jedi. But look at all these Jedi books and this cool Jedi temple stuff. And look at this Jedi symbol. And look at my Jedi cloak.
We'd spent so long deriding the expanded universe for being full of cheeseball shit. And now we're like, actually, their cheeseball shit was generally better than this.
Why are they just fucking stood still? There's no rumbling. There's no red alert light. There's nothing. I mean, you're just tossing away tension. I'd hate to be the Star Trek versus Star Wars guy, but like the Federation would be like fucking red alert alarms going off left, right, and center. We'd all be hamming up, rocking away in our chairs, going like, "Oh my god, Captain, we're going to die!" Whereas the way they're just kind of like, "Oh no, the medical ship. Oh no.
Oh no, our side quest has been interrupted by us being put in jail." Now we meet another comedy character.
We can't stop here. This is Star Wars country.
No, it's a side quest country. This is our utterly pointless filler side quest that achieves nothing.
It's like, if you liked rugs being pulled out, that's my whole character, man. I throw the rugs, I pull them. That's all I do.
I am the rug.
I am the rug. The thing is, this character would have been a great character if all the other rug pulls weren't in the movie. As in, he was the one character in the film that you couldn't read, that was ambiguous, that did pull out rugs. That would have made him unique and special. But the fact that Luke is doing it, Leia's doing it, everyone's doing it.
There's a difference between pulling the rug out, as in legitimately betraying somebody, and just like turning all your plot points on their heads for no particular reason. It's the future because the manhole cover is hexagonal. Look, animal cruelty is bad. We agree.
Did the Porgs build anything? Are they dropped in? Or
they are pure merchandising fodder.
They don't. They're not like the Ewoks that actually do something for the plot.
No, the Porgs just. They're just.
This movie is quite side quest-tastic.
Now this is pod racing.
Back at Tracy Island.
Actually, this medtech bit is actually really annoying because established that you soak in a Bacta tank. So you get fully submerged.
Oh fuck! There's a missed opportunity. Fucking hell!
That's the callback he should have had.
Oh man, that would have been
like when Luke's recovering in The Empire Strikes Back. He's in the Bacta tank.
But that would have been that's a logically justified callback. And what the fuck is this?
That's med tech.
Why is Kylo Ren
buff? Because you like buff naked with incredibly high waisted trousers. Look at those trousers.
Do you even lift, Rey? I lift things. I lift rocks with my mind.
I can bench press a TIE fighter.
Kylo Ren.
Use the Force, more like use the sit-ups. I'm gonna go in the back and do my curls for the girls.
Why is he shirtless? What is going on?
This is a feminist movie, so Rey, don't kick your boobs out. Me? They're right fucking here.
What is going on?
And then, well, actually,
here we go. It's the Luke Skywalker heel turn. Ah!
That's like, yeah, Luke Skywalker would not murder a kid in his fucking sleep. No matter how evil he might have been. He would never have done... Like, that's another thing that just doesn't make any sense with the character that we knew from the previous films. Mm-hmm. Character who spent the entire 3 of his films going, Father, I can redeem you. It's like, oh, Kylo Ren's a little bit evil. Kill him! It's the bit where Kylo Ren's like, your parents were nobody, and that was the other rug pull I think we've missed. We've talked over. But then the fact that the next one is going to be called The Rise of Skywalker suggests the rug is being unpulled very, very hard. I've not seen the teaser yet, but I suspect it involves her turning out to be a Skywalker. Yeah, in this scene where she just sort of like just sees herself forever and is like, well, what does this achieve? Nothing. When Luke faces the cave in Empire Strikes Back, you know, he faces Darth Vader, or the hallucination of Darth Vader, and it's himself under the mask, and that's your foreshadowing and stuff. Here we just see she sees herself and then is kind of like, well, that was that. That was pointless. I mean, it's kind of cool that she tries to turn him while he's trying to turn her. Like, that's not a bad idea.
I don't like the way it happens over a kind of mind meld Skype call.
Yeah.
That I don't like the way that they're not. These scenes would be so much better if they're in the same room.
Together, yeah.
The fact that they're just kind of, you know, effectively on their phones, FaceTiming each other, I think is just shit. The most shining night in the history of cinema to actually contemplate literally stabbing somebody in the back.
While they're asleep. Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, if they'd gone all in with it, so rather than what we end up with this, where we get this terrible halfway house where Luke kind of contemplates being a dick, but ultimately isn't, if Luke had just gone full bad guy,
the dark side himself,
I think at least would have had something like, okay, well, there we go. The whole crux of the sequels is that Luke went bad.
Right. How about if it had turned out that Snoke was actually Luke?
That if you're gonna do it, then fucking do it.
Go hard.
Or don't do it at all. Crowbarring I am.
Yes. Another rug pull is like, Luke tries to set fire and then he's like, actually, no, I'm not going to. And then Yoda's like, I'm setting fire to it anyway. Haha, stolen your decision again. There's so much of that. Like, and it's you could get away with it maybe once or twice, but it keeps happening.
It's just to swerve the audience for the sake of getting an initial reaction, but it makes no logical sense.
It's irritating.
And you can get away with this, like, once as a rarity, it works, and it can work really, really well in isolation. This is endless.
It's wall to wall.
Fucking relentless. Scene for scene, character for character, beat for beat. Rug pull, twist, to the point where you cannot emotionally invest in everything, because by the time you get to Act 3, you've completely disengaged, because you're like, anything I care about is going to get turned on its head within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Should not have come back for a paycheck.
Luke was doing his thing, and then some more nostalgia comes along to convince him to do something else.
It's like nostalgia within nostalgia at this point. That's the craziest part. Like, we're not even having...
Maybe Luke being a dick was like fighting against the nostalgia, but then he's being assailed by walls of nostalgia to bring him back from being a dick.
But I just want to keep reiterating, this does nothing for Rey's character. This is where Benicio del Toro's character here is a really interesting talking point, because, again, if you get rid of all the other needless plot twists and all the rug pulling, this is a good character.
Yeah.
This is a well-written, well-performed character, but because he's a rug puller in a movie of rug pulls, he is nothing. So the fact that he betrays them, it's a plot twist, it's this, none of it means anything, because that's constantly happening everywhere we look.
I think this is the bit where he mutinies and then fails to... His mutiny is unsuccessful, and then they're just like, oh, it's fine. Boys will be boys.
What kind of reveals that the sort of side quest is for naught. That's what this all does, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're just like, oh yes, they're on a side quest, and it's pointless.
And her character is just, play it close to the chest for the sake of a reveal, even though I could unfuck this situation right now.
By telling him... Or, it's like, you could have just told everyone the plan already. Like, there's no reason for them to keep this plan secret. It just causes chaos.
It's just, you're motivating these people to do stupid shit.
Yeah.
But understandably stupid shit, because you're not just objectively telling them the fucking plan.
Yeah.
But what's this? I think you'll find it some motherfucking rug pull, because that's all this movie knows how to do.
What's perhaps more interesting is that the hyperspace tracker is in a random cupboard in a random corridor.
It's in a cupboard.
Just in a cupboard.
Just in the hallway. That's
like,
weird.
That should be like a big fucking deal.
Sorry if I got any dust in that rug I just pulled out from under you. Yeah, 2 rug pulls for the price of 1.
This is where they're like, oh, boys will be boys. Mutilating is fine.
Just like, yeah, they do. They're all like, oh, he's such a cutie.
This was one of like moments in the cinema where I was just like, what the ever living fuck. 1, if you just told him the plan out, you would have probably been fine with it. 2, like he's just fucked everything up.
Like what happened?
And you're like, oh, it's fine.
Like what happened when Leia shot him? Did she come like through the door and the two of them just started giggling, going, like, oh, I thought it was a thing, but it wasn't really a thing.
Oh yeah, it's so.
Obviously, this was written by a man.
Yeah.
And therefore, this is like the male interpretation of what feminism looks like. It's like, yeah, we totally played with that guy's mind and fucked him over. That's feminism. Hey!
Oh, thanks, I like him.
Thanks, Rian Johnson, or whatever the fuck your name is. Meanwhile, back at the fucking tortoise and the tortoise chase.
Well, no, yeah, this is the bit where we kill Snoke. And you're like, we've built him up to be a big super villain for the series. And then he just dies.
Flashy Ric Flair-esque robe he's got on here.
And you're
it's like I come to work in my sparkly dressing gown, unlike you, bitch. And if you thought I looked CGI before, look how CGI I look now.
The side quest actively spoils this plan. If they had launched all their ships earlier, it would have been fine.
Yes.
They don't empty the main capital ship until like the last minute for no real reason.
And this is the one bit where the rug pull, this is your rug pull moment. This is where, if you have 1 rug pull in the movie, not 12, which I think by my last count we're up to right now.
God, I think we're more than 12.
Yeah, if this had been the rug pull where it's like, oh yeah, the morally ambiguous character was indeed morally bad.
Yes.
That would have been earned, justified, well done.
And would even possibly have been a nice counterpoint to the original Han Solo rug pull where he comes in as a good guy.
Fucking yes, that would have worked marvelously.
And this is the middle of the trilogy, so we can have a downer ending.
If they'd done a scene where early on there was tension between Kylo and this, Snoke Emperor character, if there had been tension to the point where it was questionable, is Kylo more powerful than the Emperor?
Yeah.
Or more powerful than Snoke? That would make sense. So you kind of established the fact that, yeah, Kylo could totally block out this guy's mental powers. But the fact this kind of just really plays out, like, Snoke gets blindsided by Kylo kind of out of nowhere, and we're just sort of expected to go with it, I feel is very questionable.
But like, the whole thing with Snoke is that he's, he comes out of nowhere, and we're like, this guy is so super powerful, but we've had no build-up of him in any way. And somehow, between Return of the Jedi and now, this ancient and highly powerful Sith, or not Sith Lord, just General Darkseid, disfigured man, who's clearly old and established, has actually just appeared from nowhere. Like, it's fair enough that Kylo Ren is, he's under 30, he was born after the last
I think
film.
It's worse than the fact that he doesn't just appear from nowhere, but also gets killed.
From nowhere.
From nowhere. Whereas,
so that's your rug pull. That's
it's rug pull. Yeah,
it's another rug pull.
If he appears from nowhere, like lots of characters do that. But if we go somewhere with it, then okay, we can go from coming from nowhere to going to something. But the fact that this character's like introduced and he's dead.
Well, introduced as a serious thing, and then he's dead.
The fact that just kind of happens, like, oh yeah, bazinga, bitch, he got lightsabered, and rug pull again. I know what they're trying to do because the music's trying to tell me, like, fuck yeah, but I just, no.
Another, like, odd conclusion to this scene, like, they've just killed the Emperor. Why would the guards bother? They're just like, well, the Emperor's dead. Like, what do we fucking do? Yeah.
What probably makes more sense is actually when they run in, Kylo goes, stop!
I'm your Emperor now, yeah. By right of conquest, I am now.
Which is actually where we end up. So this is just like, action sequence doesn't mean anything. Action sequence.
He's got a kind of lightsabery whip thing, so it's really cool.
But they're just henchmen. Like this is just like, why are we making a meal out of this?
Yeah.
Also, it would have been better if rather than having 6 random blank-faced henchmen, they had an actual Snoke deputy henchman to get dispatched that we emotionally built towards. So, like, you know, your kind of wee pale-faced ginger kid is kind of like our best attempt at that. But rather than having like 6 randoms that we don't give a fuck about, having an actual character we want to see get his ass kicked would probably have played better in that scene.
But, I mean, I guess the whole problem with the ultimate problem with this is that this is film 3 territory, killing the Emperor. Finn has a fight with Silver Stormtrooper,
who we've had like next to no character interaction.
Yeah,
with
no particular development of their relationship, but he hates her, and they've got this apparent, you know, like ancient rivalry where this is even a thing. Like, she was just this captain, and then he quit being a stormtrooper. Like, why have they got this personal vendetta?
I just think that anyone that looked at Force Awakens would have been like, John Boyega is going to be the biggest thing in the world. He should be the focus of this movie. You know, and why they have underwritten him to this point. He's got a shit character rivalry, bad payoff. I mean, fuck. I mean, Daisy Ridley is good as well, and the fact that she's just completely doing the job to Luke Skywalker in this. And I mean that I don't even want to say Mark Hamill, because Mark Hamill's a great actor. It's just having her being in that place. It's doing these characters no favors, and these are great actors. I mean, he's fantastic, and but this is shit.
But there is a lot of turd polishing going on here. They are trying their damnedest to polish this turd.
Also, this whole kind of BB-8 piloting the Walker thing is the most Jar Jar Binks shit that these sequels have done yet. This is bad. Wait, what?
We just turned the Walker into a transport shuttle?
What?
And now we've got the screaming white boys screaming at each other for the next half an hour.
Kylo should kill this motherfucker, and I don't understand why he does not. It doesn't make it. Well, I mean,
he just chokes him a bit. It doesn't actually kill him.
If they'd shown a demonstration that pale-faced Ginger Boy was an asset in any way to Snoke or Kylo and wasn't just generic sidekick person,
he's shown himself to be a pretty shit strategist anyway.
That's what I mean. So, like, if they'd shown it like the kind of subordinate,
look,
you know, soldier
it's
people.
Hoth. I mean, no, wait, no, it's salt. It's not snow. It's definitely not Hoth.
Very glad that Leia put in the hours on the guard duty there.
It's snowing.
I mean, Lord knows I wanted to see Leia on guard duty rather than on a throne being a princess, you know. Rather than having, like, turtle speed ships throwing bombs at each other, could they not just have been in this shieldy room from the beginning and the door has got 36 hours to fucking go before structural integrity? I mean, is there really any reason why this could not have been the whole jumping off point? The sets in this are way better. Like the idea, watching this rumble with dust falling off the ceiling, I'm there for that.
The other hilarious thing about this point is the Empire's they've just destroyed like pretty much half, like 3/4 of the remaining personnel and fleet and equipment. They destroyed, like, because they got caught. The transport ships all got blasted. Why would they even bother, like, holding up in here? They're going to get shafted. Like, the Empire vastly outnumbers them.
Yeah. And
they've got their big, you know, giant laser cannon. Like, they should just fucking find the back door and run. Look, these are not snow speeders either. They're definitely not snow speeders. And we're not on the snow. We're not in Hoth. I think that this whole sequence just doesn't make any sense. It's pure.
It's bad in isolation, but I think it's much worse in the context of the movie. If this is what you're building towards, you need to earn this. Well, like fuck, we're gonna have a sequence where 6 people go out and they're gonna fucking suicide run this. Wouldn't it be great if these 6 people were a family unit and they had awesome chemistry together and we built towards this suicide run scene? We haven't earned any of that. They're just 6 random people driving speeders at these things.
These are not AT-ATs. They're bigger. They're definitely not AT-ATs. This isn't Hoth. We're not doing the exact same sequence we've already had, except bigger.
I'm not even sure why they've, you know, done a kind of ground assault.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know they're in this cave,
just fucking pummel it from space.
Just basically just keep them on that planet.
Literally, start of the film, they had a dreadnought with a massive ground pounder.
Yeah.
Just fucking use that.
Oh, there's the pork payoff. Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
There were about, 10 fighters. They were all shot down except Finn's, even though he's still, like, easily shootable by all of those giant walkers.
Yep. So from like,
and this is a beam that's designed to melt that fucking giant 6,000 feet thick door, but he can last in its ray for, like, a good 30, 40 seconds.
And again, the walkers are just like...
They're just standing there. They're not like... It's like we keep forgetting that stuff has happened, like other things are present in these scenes.
If this is your finish, The finish is the sacrifice and death of Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
Big fucking finish. What sucks is the delivery of this, because this all holds together on the idea like he is a Force ghost, oh my god, which is a total rug pull for the sake of rug pull.
Yeah.
If Luke is going to die, let that guy go down. I mean, this is like, in my head, I'm not even hearing John Williams music here. I'm hearing the fucking classic Clint Eastwood spaghetti western fucking wow, wow, wow. All of this is classic, you know, gunfighter goes out to die shit. My issue with this whole sequence is the fact that, like, they don't kill him here. They kill him later, and it's like,
it turns out
if you're going to give him the heroic sacrifice, give him the heroic sacrifice. And you want to know why they can't give him the fucking heroic sacrifice? Because the girl that says to Finn, right there in the fucking movie, we're not going to die that way. So you literally undermine your own fucking finish. Because your whole finish is a heroic sacrifice, dying for the greater good. The idea that this
if
is
he hadn't died, then that would have been
if you had just slowed down the delivery of it, that if you just had that scene and it was played much more like Luke is telling Leia, I'm going out there to die. And you played it like this is Luke's last stand. And he walks out. You get 10, 15 fucking minutes of that shit. And then when he eventually is blatted, oh my god, that's a big deal. This gimmicky.
Yeah.
Real fucking gimmicky.
But it gives us our not Hoth scene. And that's really all that we want, because nostalgia.
These silver foxy creatures are just dropped in the third
they're just
act.
foxes with some crystal fur. They're not even the most exciting character design Star Wars has ever made.
If you'd had this cave base, like from Act 1, and it was that was getting blatted slowly but surely and worn down.
Imagine if you have the base is sealed, and they're like, where are these fucking foxes coming from? And then towards the end of you finally go, oh shit, there must be another way in, duh.
You literally in my mind, I'd have it that, like, you introduced Act 1, foxes. Act 1.5, someone asked that question. Act 2, they find that hole, but we can't get out.
Yeah.
And Act 3 is Rey moving the rocks.
Yeah.
And, like, there you go. That's perfect. But to drop that in, like, willy-nilly, like, oh yeah, fucking... It's just crazy, because they made such a fucking effort with the Porgs, and it's like, well, but the Porgs don't do anything. The Porgs don't build to fuck shit.
See, Luke could actually have died at this moment.
And it would have worked, and it would have worked better.
Yeah, and it would have been like the Obi-Wan sliced down by Vader moment, where it's like he's killed, he's sacrificed himself. Because he dies anyway.
It doesn't make sense. The payoff...
There's no need for it.
This is... they've actually shamelessly lifted this idea from John Carpenter's Escape from LA, where they use a holographic. It's the same finish, but the difference is that Snake Plissken lives, so it works. Whereas here, it's just like, I could have died here, but actually, I died on this other rock.
Yeah, I expended energy doing this.
That could have been more of a scene where it was him dying at the end of Kylo's lightsaber, because for all intents and purposes, it was Kylo killing him with a lightsaber. But they don't. It's like, just for the sake of having the, again, nostalgia sunset play. For fuck's sake, you could have had the sun setting as he died on the fucking planet, and he turns and that's the last thing he sees, and you get this little beat. And I hate to shit on this because, goddamn, it's like the most iconic piece of music in cinematic history, with one of the most iconic characters dying to it ever. Yeah. I get what's going on here, I love it, but Jesus fucking Christ, the execution. Fuck you for cutting. Yeah. Fuck you, movie.
And now we're back to Hoth, not Hoth.
Again, there was no need to cut. There was no need to cut. We could have been here without a cut. Let us have this fucking moment, for fuck's sake. Hold. Wait. Then cut to Rey. Then cut to Leia.
Yeah. Salty planet that's definitely not Hoth. These are definitely not snowtroopers.
Because it's not cold. It's salt. So why are they in...
They don't need snowtrooper
Why are they in snow gear?
To obviously here. All 10 rebels fit onto the Millennium Falcon.
I love the way that in Star Wars they don't have any orbiting craft that can clearly detect that just like less than a mile away there's like an escape vessel. It's such a whole,
how did we get those big
whole
walkers
different
here?
Universe. I'm so used to applying like Star Trek logic to shit like this. Like, well, of course you would see that happening. Like, why wouldn't you just go like, by the way, Kylo, they're positioning a ship at the rear exit. They're going to escape that way. I know that's now being a nerd. I'm not critiquing the fucking narrative here, but at the same time, it does feel very.
Oh look,
easy.
we saved the Jedi books after all.
Really sorry that I didn't go to Ireland with you to find my brother. It kind of feels in retrospect that would have been a really good idea, but shit happens. And now it's a happy ending because fuck everything.
Because there's like
in the movie.
4 rebels left.
Yeah.
And now the kids are all like, yeah.
You wrote a bad finish.
Yeah.
To then write a scene in your script of kids talking about how good your bad finish was is the most arrogant thing I've ever seen in cinema. I mean, to literally write a sequence going, wasn't that cool? At the ending of your movie is the most bullshit fucking
but now
thing
it's kids that
I've
dream of
ever
Jedis
seen.
and rebellion.
No, but which is fine if you maybe put it at the beginning of your next movie, as in this came out and kids genuinely did this, which they didn't, by the way.
Yeah,
that would have worked. But even if you'd have ambiguously alluding to their
he's
knowledge of the
holding them up
Force,
like it's a lightsaber.
and that's fine, that's okay. But to literally fuck you,
Yeah.
But to literally have a sequence showing the Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren confrontation and talk, as kids about how cool it was, that's terrible.
You so do not understand. You weren't there at the beginning. You don't know how good it was, how important. This is it for you. This jumped up firework display of a toy advert. People like you make me sick. What's wrong with you? Now, I don't care if you've saved up all your 50p's, okay? Take your pocket money and get out! What a prick.